This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, and especially at the moment, I do hope you're well. Now, it's Monday, or at least it will be when you're watching this, and as you probably know by now, Monday is the day when I put up a solo analysis video, and today is no exception. Last week I did the solo from Sultans of Swing, and in the comments section below that video, we got this request.
Yep, great stuff again, JR. Many thanks. How about doing the Clapton solo from the Channel 4 show with Perkins? You know, the Mean Woman Blues one? Still can't seem to figure that one out.
So that is indeed what we're doing today, the Eric Clapton solo from Mean Woman Blues, from the Carl Perkins Rockabilly Special TV show that was on TV way back in the 1980s. I've mentioned this before, but if you haven't seen this show, it is really well worth checking out. Look at the lineup. You've got Carl, you've got Dave Edmunds, and his band is providing like the main sort of backline for this. You've got Earl Slick, you've got a couple of the guys from the Stray Cats, you've got Eric, obviously, and you've got George Harrison turns up and does a blinding set there. You know, absolutely fantastic. Well worth checking out if you enjoy just talented musicians just having fun, and, you know, it's infectious. So anyway, on to the solo. I'm going to play it for you next, and I must admit what I did on here was kind of just go for nailing the overall feel, and I didn't worry too much about pinpoint accuracy, absolutely getting it note perfect. If something was like a semi-quaver too late or too early, then I was, content with that as long as it got the feel. So here's the solo, and then there's a short explanation about what's actually going on in the solo straight after. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on in this blistering rock and roll solo. As always, we'll begin by taking a look at the chords. No surprises here. We are playing over a standard 12-bar blues in A, D, and E chords. That's what's going on. And it's at a ferocious tempo of 212 beats per minute. So if you're looking for a metronome speed to practice any of these licks up to, that's where you want to be going. In terms of what he's playing over the top of it, well, standard blues kind of ideas, really. A minor pentatonic over the A major chord sequence is what gives it that kind of snarly blues kind of sound. And we begin up here where we would have pattern 4 of the A minor pentatonic, and your second finger is on the C note at the 13th fret B string, and your first finger is on the E note 12th fret of the E string, and you're going to be bending this C note up slightly, and he plays repeated iterations of this little double stop. And then as he's rounding that lick off, what he does is he kind of divides those notes, so rather than going, he goes, and that just provides a bit of contrast, basically. And then next up, we're into where we're going up to the 4 chord, the D, and he adds a note from that D chord. If I was to play a D shape there, you can see I've got an F sharp note in there. And the lick that he plays, he keeps this C note in place here, and he goes, just going from the C to the G, to the C, to the F sharp. And he just repeats that until he's done with it, basically. And then at various points throughout this solo, he just kind of slams into A minor pentatonic pattern 1 down here. like that, and just plays some stock licks, which are all pretty much interchangeable, to be honest with you, but they're all kind of, based around maybe doing this bend, and then all of that kind of stuff that he's just using as almost like padding to fill out until he's kind of thought of what he's going to do next. And what he does next as we enter the second 12-bar sequence is we play this little Chuck Berry unison bend lick. So what I'm doing here is I've got the D note on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, bending it up 2 frets so that it reaches E, and then playing the E at the 5th fret on the B string. So you get... And again, go through that as many times as is necessary to fill up the space that it occupies. And then what he does is he shoots right the way up to the 17th fret on the top E string, just to hang on to one note, this A note here. And he just plays that, many times. And it's, when you listen to the recording of Eric playing this, he's got such a light touch repicking that note that it almost sounds like he's just sustaining one long note over all of that. Very, very effective. Then we've got a little lick that's coming out of pattern 5 of A minor pentatonic. There it is. Notice that 3 fret bend there. And then we're into another pattern 4 lick. Something along those kind of lines. And then back down to here for some more stock kind of pattern 1 pentatonic licks like that to round off that 12-bar sequence. And at that point in the solo, I think that Eric thought he was done. He's played 2 12-bar choruses, and because what he does is he kind of slams back down into this kind of thing down here, obviously going back to playing a rhythm guitar part. And you can see he kind of gets the nod off Carl Perkins to say, take another one, lad. So he does, and he kind of goes into... And then... that kind of lick there, which is, again, if you know your pentatonic shapes, you can see that that's coming out of a little pattern 2 into pattern 1 kind of thing like that, or you can view it as part of this well-known pentatonic linear run. So after that, we get another little double stop lick where he's playing what's known as a tritone, the distance between this F sharp note on the 7th fret of the B string and the C note at the 8th fret on the E string. And he's basically playing that and bending the F sharp slightly. And then coming off to this double stop at the 5th fret on the top 2 strings, the 1st and 2nd string. And he kind of plays that like that several times, and then once he's had his fun there, he comes out of it with, again, more kind of stock A minor position 1 pentatonic licks that just fill up the space that he's now just kind of on the wind down to, his final 12-bar sequence that he's played. And it's at this point there that he plays a lick where he just includes the C sharp note, that major third of the A chord that he's playing over. And then kind of goes back into it down there again like that, just sliding into it from the 3rd fret on the A string to the 4th. So it's that kind of thing. And that's your solo. Really, really kind of simple ideas, just mainly A minor pentatonic, and it shows you the power of, just hanging on to that single note there. When you've got something where the tempo is really, really fast, sometimes it can be very effective to just play one sustained note over, that galloping, kind of backing track, and it just stands out all the more and sounds really effective for it. Loads of great ideas in this solo, so, try them out and see what you make of them. So there you have it. As a special thank you once again for all of my Patreon supporters, there is a full tab in both PDF and Guitar Pro format, along with a jam track and that little clip there of me demonstrating and explaining the solo. It's all up on my Patreon page for my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys. You know who you are. Much appreciated. I am really grateful. It's only $3 a month, and if you want to support the channel, you get all of the tabs and jam tracks and everything for these little lessons that I put up, so check it out. And that is pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. Hope you've found the video enjoyable, useful, educational, inspiring, and maybe even a little bit entertaining. And if you have, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it? And what else? Oh yes, you can support a fantastic cause by buying a t-shirt. These t-shirts, which feature the little caricature of me done by a very talented guy, caricaturist Pete. He basically sent me this just because he enjoys the channel, and I decided to put it on a t-shirt, and the proceeds that I would receive from the sale of these shirts will go to Zoe's Place Baby Hospice, which is a charity in Middlesbrough which provides palliative respite and end-of-life care to children under 5 with very serious illnesses. So, buy a t-shirt, support the good cause. And if you're thinking of getting a Fret Zealot tuition aid, then all you got to do is use the discount code you can see on screen right there and the purchase link in the description, and you will get a little bit of money knocked off thanks to me. Also, the Pete, the caricaturist, his link is in the description as well if you want to check out some more of his work. And with that, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you for watching, thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time around. Stay well, folks, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.